Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of our hearts, Lord. Open the eyes of our hearts. We want to see you. We want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love. We sing holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of our hearts. We want to see you, Lord. We want to see you, Lord. Open the eyes of our heart, Lord. Open the eyes of our hearts. We want to see you, Lord. We want to see you, Lord. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. We sing holy, holy, holy. To see you high and lifted up, oh yeah, shining in the light of glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. We want to see you. We want to see you, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. We want to see you. We want to see you. Wow. Thank you for joining us. My apologies, we're a bit late. I don't know whether it was the weather or what it was, but certainly we have no connection. And hi there to everyone. Ian's saying, Ian, bless you. I'm still extending that offer to you, Ian. Now we've got a setup. There's a time that might suit you better, and we could record something, and we can put it together as a recording, Ian Henderson I'm talking about, and we could put a recording and a bit of live together if recording suits you better or if live suits you better. Whatever it is, my friend, there's an offer there for whatever you want to do. I'd love to get you in here and get some of your music captured. It would be a real treat for everybody else too. And you might just think, I'll do that again someday. So you've been elusive. So there's no reason not to now, because we can record it, and you can just record it for your own collateral if you like as well. We can do maybe half an hour or something, and you can just keep it for yourself if you wish. There's no pressure. Okay, my friend, no pressure whatsoever. Jack's managing from remote, and thankfully we've got him in the house and things, got him in the flat and things like that. So it's one less thing to consider. I want to talk to you about a few things actually, but I'm thinking I want to throw it out there for a bit of a conversation, if you wouldn't mind. But do you think, just now I'm thinking, with Jane and I are finding our things are different because there's one dynamic that's no longer in the house. Do you think there's situations like that you've came across yourself, where there's dynamics that have just changed and you didn't think they would make a change, but they have made a change, and they've really begun to for the better, let you create. Last night we were sitting and I says, right, Jane, I want us to have a holiday strategy. And she's saying, oh yeah, how's that going to work? You never get holidays, you never take holidays. I said, but well, if we could have a strategy, we could pick 4 places in a year that we'd like to go to. Some of it will be Scotland, some of it might be England, and it might not always be abroad. But what is it that captivated us? What is it about a place that you'd like to revisit? So there's one thing I'd like you to communicate. If you could communicate with us, we'd love that. But the other thing, I got a fabulous message, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, a summary about worrying and anxiousness. So if you suffer from it, I do, big time, big time. If you suffer from it, I've got some help on the way. A lovely message from Oswald Chambers, who is quite hard to digest, a lot of Oswald Chambers stuff, but when you can get it, oh, it's a peach. It really is a peach. So stay with me for that, because if you're an anxious worrier, anxious about a lot of things, anything, we've got some answers there. And I'll use myself as an example, so nobody needs to confess anything, right? I'll fess up for everything. However, there's also a wee bit of music I'm looking to see what I could possibly do. And that first song, Open the Eyes of Your Heart. Oh, I always get a tingle when that's being sung, or when I'm singing it. I always just get a tingle that, Lord, oh, how good it is to get that feeling of God's encouragement to say, right, here's an opportunity to open your eyes of your heart. Look from your heart outwards, not just what you see. And I just love it, love it, love it, love it. What could I do? Right, well, I'll open up this one then. What about the Spirit of God and the soul of a man? Because that's the kind of way I'm feeling. And I remember when I was writing this song, it's an original song, I just thought, wow, how accurate this is for me to be looking at some of these words. And it reminds me of what I am and who I am. And I'm thinking, gosh, I've got to remember that, yeah, I've got the whole flawed bit of the spirit of the soul of a man, but I've also got that Spirit of God that's battling away, trying to overcome that soul of a man that's pretty fragile and can be hit or miss. And when we're talking about worries and anxiety, this song is perfect. It's perfect for that, just to explain what's going on in my wee head. But there was 3 things that I remembered about this. There's 3 enemies we face: Satan, self, and sin. And there you go. Some of the things we do to ourselves, not brilliant. Others, yes, sin comes to us, Satan comes to us in all sorts of shapes and forms. So those temptations and things like that. So stay with me with this one. The words, if you can just listen to the words, I'm hoping they explain a few things to myself as well. Well, I'm on my way, God knows where. Well, I'm on my way 'cause I believe in prayer. Pick up my cross every single day, and I talk to Christ along the way. Yes, I talk to Christ along the way. Carry the Spirit everywhere I go. Well, it shines like a light so everybody knows. I fight each day with myself and sin. Oh yeah. And Satan comes along through my kin. Then Satan comes along through my kin. Oh, Satan and sin try to tempt my way. Search my soul every day. There ain't much rest for the soul of a man. God said, come, you'll make it through the day. Got the Spirit of God and a soul of a man. Oh yeah, you got a Spirit of God and a soul of a man. Heaven only knows what I have to do. My Father's there to guide me through. Well, Satan hurts my mind to make me fall, but Spirit with me when I call. Yes, the Spirit with me when I call. Oh, Satan and sin try to tempt my way. Search my soul every day. There ain't much rest for the soul of a man. God said, come, you'll make it through the day. You got a Spirit of God and a soul of a man. You got a Spirit of God and a soul of a man. Well, it doesn't really matter how hard we try. It's what's within us that needs to die. Each day we need to carry our cross, commit to Christ and surrender our loss. Yes, commit to Christ and render our Lord. Ah, Satan and sin try to tempt my way. Search my soul every day. There ain't much rest for the soul of man. When God said, come, you'll make it through the day. Oh yeah, you got a Spirit of God and a soul of a man. You got a Spirit of God and a soul of a man. You got a Spirit of God and a soul of a man. You got a Spirit of God and a soul of a man. Oh, I love some of those words in there that get gifted to us. It's what's within us that needs to die. It's true, actually. It's so, so true. Each day we carry our cross, and we need to commit to Christ and surrender our loss. And that loss, when we're talking about that, that's us letting go. That really is surrender our loss, is the old life. We think we're losing the old life, the old ways, the old everything that we wish to cling to and hang on to. It's not. It's not. It needs to be given up. Needs to be sacrificed. And that's the great thing about it. The sooner we just say, okay, and we'll get all the help we need. And I see Jones there. John, God bless you. All the best, Joan Shackelford. And just a little bit, I'll come back to that, the points I was making. But Sarah said last week, she said, oh, thanks for introducing us to that song, Leave It in Your Hands, Leave It in His Hands. It was the Unspoken. And I love doing covers like that and I thought that's just what the Jam's about. It's just about introducing music and words that's just a little bit off-piste sometimes how we do them, and just different, but offering up the words. And she said, I'll be putting it in my playlist. So thank you so much, Sarah Kinsey. And if you find there's something like that, do send us a note. It really lifts us up gratefully, because it means that just that one song is that's the whole purpose. And that for that one person, a whole purpose. It can be a cover, it could be one of these ones of our own, it could be one of Ian Wallace's, Ian Paget's, and it could be anything. It could be Jack Shuttleworth, you name it, it could be anything. So thanks for contacting us and thanks for getting in touch. So back to just this little bit about surrendering the loss, and this was my little prelude song. Without me knowing that, I've just realised it. It doesn't matter how hard we try, it's what's within us, it needs to die. And the cracking thing for that is we can just stand right still, as they say, and let God do the work. And this is back to my message. It's about worrying and anxiousness. Oswald Chambers, not my words, I've just summarised them, but I will use myself by example. I surround myself with stuff to do, and if you'd like that, then this is for you. However, if you can't surround yourself with stuff to do because you're so worried, this is for you as well. This is how it works. So, I mean, I'm the busiest fool I think I know, actually. I've got a residential development I've got to get on with in the next 8 months, so we're doing all the planning stuff there. We've got to build a few houses. I say we, and I said, yeah, it's me that's got to do the civils and stuff and do some of the dirty work. I've got a commercial building that I need to build here at the garage for Harry. We've got all sorts of stuff we need to clear up with our own house to try and get moved up and get resolved. We've got all sorts of charity stuff we love to do. So it's just go, 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 go. Everything flooding. And there's no doubt at night I'll put my head down and gosh, the anxiety just creeps right in. So I'm telling you these not as a boast, it's an example. If you're like that, or if you're the other way, where anything you seem to take on seems to trouble you, this is what it's about. So let me just paraphrase what Oswald was talking about. Worry and anxiety means getting ourselves out of shape, both mentally and spiritually. This is what he's been talking about. And it's easy to say, oh, don't worry, because, I've got a queue of thousands that line up. So don't worry about that. Don't get anxious. We don't know why you're getting anxious about that. But when you start to understand what it's all about, this really helps. But it's very much harder to do and just say, oh, well, I'm not going to worry. Especially during my waking hours, I'm fine. Put my head to the pillow, nightmare, no sleep. We need that. You need a very, very mature nature, the right nature as well, to be able to not worry and not be worrying and rest with the Lord and be at peace. But when the world's turning upside down and confusion and worry steps in and replaces everything that's solid, and I know you'll be thinking this, you'll be saying it, this is definitely what's happening. But consider this, Christ was never a worrier and never worried or was anxious. Right? You say, well, it was easy. No, because he was following God's plan. He wasn't following his own plan. He wasn't following a plan and putting all his hopes and everything into his version of it. That's why he wasn't worried or anxious. He was following God's plan. And when he was following, there's no burden, there's no responsibility. He just was following. And you've got to consider, well, okay, but why am I worrying? Well, it's because we're probably following our own plan. So this is what I'm throwing out to you. And do throw it back at me, give me a bash, or tell me I'm talking a load of pony. But when we are getting anxious about something, it's possibly because we're following our own plan. Or we maybe want things just so. We may be thinking, I really just want some things just so. Well, that's not God's plan we're following, is it really, when we've been honest? So when I read this morning, I thought, I've got to share it with you. I've got to open out my heart to you as well, to say, hey, this is me all over the back. I'm absolutely full of this stuff. I kid on, I'm not. in 16 waking hours that I'm in the day. But I'll tell you honestly, those 8 hours at night, I go through a rack of list of what's not been done, what's to do. And if you're like this, then we're not, join me, we are not following God's plan. We're following our own plan to some extent. Or we're following our own wish for things to be just so. So let that sit for a minute with you and see if there's any confession there you would like to do. And I'm just saying, I see Joan there and also Ian. And I want to shout out to those on the app that maybe can't message in or don't want to message in. No problem. This message, if this touches you and this is for you, then you're the person why I'm sitting here doing this. We had a struggle to get this going today. And I'm thinking, right, 5 more minutes and then we'll call it off. But it's maybe just because of this message for that one person that I wasn't to call it off. I was to keep trying. And we kept trying, and we run away to the house and come back again an hour later, got a cable, but changed the cable. So maybe it's just for you, and if it is, then I'd love to hear about it, because I don't always know what I'm doing, but it's always great afterwards to find out. What about the King of my heart? Now, I usually make this one a little bit quicker, because I quite like it a wee bit quicker. I think it's a John Mark McMillan one, and his will be lovely, and this will just be different. Okay, I hope you don't mind. Let the King of my heart be the mountains where I run, the fountains I drink from. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the shadow where I hide, the ransom for my life. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the mountain where I run, the fountains I drink from. Oh, is my song. Let the King of my heart be the shadow where I hide, the ransom of my life. He is my song. Oh, you're good, you're good. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're good, oh, you're good, yeah. You're good, girl. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're good, Let the King of my heart be the wind inside my sail, the anchor in the waves. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the fire inside my veins, the echo of my days. Oh, he is my song. You're never gonna let me, never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me, never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. Oh yeah, you're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. No, 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 you're never gonna let me down. Yeah, yeah, no, no, no. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. You're never let me down. Let the King of my heart be the wind inside my sails, the anchor and the waves. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart Be the fire inside my veins, the echo of my days. He is my song. When the night is holding on to me, oh, God is holding on. When the night is holding on to me, oh, God is holding on. You're never ever gonna let me down. You're never ever gonna let us down. You're never ever gonna let us down. No, 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 you're never gonna let us down. A great song to remember. He's not going to let us down. Paul saying, well done. Sorry we missed last week. Sounds great this week. Yes, thank you, Paul. Sorry, last week you need to go back and watch the watch back because we had a song, a Bouzouki song. We've not got one this week, Paul. My apologies. I can't seem to fit them in every single week. But what we do have is some songs and things pointing to Christ and Christ's plans, Christ's ways, God's plans, God's ways. And I was talking there about anxiousness and worry. And yes, Christ was never anxious because he wasn't following his own plan. And I think it's a wonderful thing when we can settle for that. I got quite perky this morning when I got up off. I went and I thought, well, what about God's got in hand for me today? Well, it turned out he had the busiest day in the world for me today because it went nuts. It went mental. I thought, well, and I tried to keep my good grace and my good bit. No, I ended up getting a little bit ratty. So my apologies if I was ratty to those around me. Jane and Jack, my apologies. A little bit anxious. But yes, because Christ was following and trying to fulfill God's plans and therefore had no need to worry. And what do you think? Are we ready to stop the worrying? Can we accept, will we accept that we're following this minute God's plan? And if we are believing in that, if we can hold it with two hands, why do you need to worry? Why have we got anxiety? Because if we're following that plan, it's going to be a good one, or it's going to be a challenges that we're going through refining, or it's going to be a whole load of things, but rest assured we will be safe. And just like that last song, King of Kings, just like that last song, you're good, God is good. And that, I think, is really, really important. So let me know if you're a worrier or a fretter, or you like to watch others worrying and fretting. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's just that there's always one between two spouses. There's always one that's a bit of a worrier and a fretter. But we also have times in our life where we don't do any of it. And then there just comes a moment and you find yourself. Stress is another symptom of it too. So let's not ignore stress when we say these words: stress, worry, anxiousness. We find ourselves getting a little bit stressed. We've got a stag do coming up tomorrow for Harry. Well, it's a male get-together, really. The rutting of the stags, maybe that's where it comes from. Maybe that's how it all comes about, this banging together of the stags, the two families. So we've got the Healy's coming over from Ireland. God bless you. We're looking forward to you being with us. And there's not that many of us, maybe about 8 or 10. And we're meeting up to do some things, but we're not allowed to say in case Harry's watching us tell. But we've been organising, Jack and I, so we're looking forward to that. So let's put a bit of pressure on. And the wedding's coming up in August. So we're all looking forward to that as well. Talking about stress. The dress nearly never got made and the hat is still not delivered, but the shoes in the bag are okay. So you're talking about stress here, a different level of stress of not having the right shoes, the right bag, and the dress is not quite fitting right, and the hat's not even there yet. It's not even there. It's not delivered. It's not made. So we forget all about these types of things. And, well, that's all God's plan. It's going to be a plan for a right fun day. Well, if it doesn't go to plan, or if it does go to plan, it was what the plan was, and we need to let go of it. We need to let go. So how many of you there are hanging on to some of your plans or doing some planning right now? And have you remembered to talk to God? Have you? Go and tell us if there's something. Or tell us of an example when that happened and you got a bolt from wherever, it stopped you right in your tracks and you got right back on the plan. Either way, I'd love to know. Let me have a wee look at what we've got here. Oh, yes. How about, I did Soul of a Man. I did, yes. See there, I'm even forgetting what to do. Well, let me do You Bring Me Life. This wee song, if I get it in the right key, it's about recognising the different storms that are in your life, knowing what we cause, what God uses to give us strength. Mm-hmm. The challenges, the circumstances, the whatevers, and knowing what to hold on to faith and trust. And it was inspired by Peter's testimony, the journey of Peter Cochrane. I'm talking about his journey about quitting drugs and his new love of life, and ultimately finding new love as well, Peter. And then he finally recognised God was in his life, and he clung to God's plan and dumped his own plan. And this is Peter Cochrane I'm speaking about. And Peter was to come in soon, maybe next week sometime. We're hoping to get him back in here soon, because there's lots of stories I'd love to update and see what's happening in his life. And this was back in 2021. He told me about some things, and I thought, right, I need to write a wee message. And it's inspired me to write this little song. Shadows come and go, your light will guide my way. Darkness comes at night, morning brings your light. We should never fear whatever's in our day. It's only through your faith you will guide our way. Many storms that come are created by ourselves, created by old ways. But help us here today. Some storms that come are sent to build our strength. No more should we fear. Our life is in His hand. Bring me life, new life again. You're in my heart, your love again. Without you, life, I can't begin. Now you're in my life, I can't begin. Something's in my heart, I can't run away. Self-destructive ways, they're leading me astray, running from my life. I can't run no more. Once I let it go, God opens up new doors. You bring us life, new life again. You're in my heart, your love again. Without new life, I can't begin. Now you're in my life, I can't begin. never felt this way. Love and hope and joy, the things I used to do, they were stealing all my joy. I'm holding on to love that's deep inside my heart. Now you're in my life, new life about to start. You bring me life, new life again. You're in my heart, your love again. Without you, life I can't begin. Now you're in my life, I can't begin. Now you're in my life, I can't begin. Yeah. Now you're in my life, I can't begin. Oh, I'm just reading those words. It's a long time since I've sung that song. And I was just reading those words thinking, oh, that is Peter's story, Peter's song, really. I've stolen it for him, made it for him, whichever. But you bring me life, new life again. And I think what I was witnessing, and that's just what the beautiful thing was. I was doing nothing. I was just sitting like one of the 72, witnessing what the Holy Spirit was doing in Peter's life. And it was fabulous. It was just cracking. So I go on about the one of the 72, how they went out, and all they had to do was go out with their sandals, nothing else, and witness what the Holy Spirit was going to do with them and through them. And this was one of these things, something in my heart, I can't run away. Peter finally was, no, I'm not running away anymore. Self-destructive ways that are leading me astray. Beautiful, beautiful things. And I just love that without new life, we can't begin. And that's the promise that we're given. We're given, and if we're talking about letting go of worry or letting go of things or letting go of stresses, then there's a promise for you right away. Without new life, we can't begin. We'll get a new life when we let go of some of the stuff, the baggage we're carrying around. And that's in my heart. I'm feeling it in my heart. This is why I'm telling you. I don't normally speak just as much, but just today, I think with all the complications of trying to get this switched on, I think somebody's got to hear that. So forgive me if I'm banging on, but somebody's got to hear that. Let me just go for one more song, I think, and then that's us. Let me see now. You bring my life. Okay, my heart done that one. Spirit of God. Oh, you're beautiful. Let's do an echo out with a nice You're Beautiful. It's a Phil Wickham song. I see your face in every sunrise, color of the morning out inside your eyes. The world awakens in the light of the day. I look up to the sky and say, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. I see your beauty in the moonlit night, where planets and ocean and galaxies are bright. You are amazing in the light of the stars. It's all proclaiming who you are. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I see you dancing in the fields full of flowers. You died before you were even got to dance. Now you're sitting in your heavenly throne. Soon as we're together dancing in our home. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful, you're beautiful. And when I arrive at eternity's shore, where death is just a memory, tears are no more, we'll enter in as the wedding bells ring. My bride will come to meet me, we'll be singing, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. Thank you so much. And Linda Allen Scott, she's saying, good to share. It is good to share. We can pass a load and move it along and share that burden. I think we're running out a bit of time, and I think Jane was signalling to me. Jane, thank you so much for doing all the cameras and everything else. She's signalling. That's me. I've had my lot. All the chat and all the singing is done. So thank you so much for coming in and joining the Friday Live Jam. Pleasure, honestly, to be here, and it's joy to just see some of the names coming in. So great, great, great stuff. Have a lovely, lovely weekend, and I'll play out with a little. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.